find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we're in, this is another scene for Unmask Orlando. This evening scene is actually a bit of a crossover, as Saisho is coming to find Donovan Asaro, the father to one of our recently made fledglings of Orlando, as well as a rather well-known mob boss and crime lord in the city. Donovan would be in his study, kind of going over paperwork.
For the record, Saisha will have arranged the meeting, so he is not going to just show up unannounced.
Oh yeah, he's expecting him.
What kind of house does this mofo live in?
It is huge. It is a little overly extravagant. It's kind of clear that he's, purposefully flaunting his money. But when he arrives, there would be a guard waiting for him to take him back to the study.
How secure are they? Like, do they check to see if I have weapons on my personage, etc.?
Oh yeah, they'd be checking for weapons. They are also armed, not with swords, but they do have handguns on either hip.
Mm-hmm. Saisho isn't armed. For the record, he has no weapons physically on him.
And they have no idea magic exists, so they wouldn't know to check for anything like that.
But yeah, Saisha will happily be shown upstairs.
Yeah, they take you upstairs to the study. Donovan is sitting down, busily going over certain documentation needed to ensure his product does not get lost in transit. He would stand up when Saisho enters the room and walk over and extend a hand.
Saisha will shake the hand. You can see there's that interesting moment of reticence. It's like, you, handshaking. I came prepared for this. He's wearing a glove, for the record, because he doesn't actually like touching people. It's like, you, humanity.
Donovan Asaro.
A pleasure to meet you. You're quite the name, Mr. Asaro.
He nods. He will move back over to his desk and kind of gesture to the seat across from him. On the desk, there are photos of him and his daughter.
You have rather a lovely daughter, Mr. Asaro.
I'm well aware she hardly comes over anymore, but such happens when they reach adulthood.
I often find that paths are circular. Those things that lead us away oftentimes are the things that bring us back.
Very true. Very true.
He will take a seat. Now, for the record, where is the nearest one of the quote-unquote Goombas to him?
They would have stood outside, as, Donovan does not consider him to be too much of a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be outside the door.
So, it is a pleasure to meet you. As I said, you have rather an interesting name attached to you.
As do you.
We all are men who view the world in a specific way, Mr. Donovan. Or sorry, Mr. Asaro. We view profit and loss. I am a man who enjoys one and a man who does not enjoy the other.
He nods.
So, with that in mind, I've come to ask you a very specific question.
And what might that be?
Hmm. He leans back in the chair. Is it like a comfy chair or is it like a
Oh
chair?
yeah, it's quite a comfortable chair.
Okay. He leans back in the comfy chair and he kind of pents his fingers together and he says, "What do you believe is the value of a human life?"
He chuckles a bit. Suppose I'd have to say human life is however much I can make selling it.
Interesting. Very interesting. He nods and he says, "I would answer a different question. Or I would answer a different way, rather, that same question.
And how would you answer it?
A human life is worth exactly the weight of a man's ambition. Some
Hmm,
men are worth more because they can dream larger than others."
hmm. But dreams are just that.
You see, on that, Mr. Osaro, we disagree. I believe that dreams are the catalyst for creation. I believe that they are the way in which we ourselves become manifest. We are men, after all, but did we not dream of having what we possessed and took it?
Hmm, I suppose you're right.
Yes. Yes, I am. He will look down at his clock. What was Azaro's big bit? He deals drugs, doesn't he?
No, he is primarily a human trafficker.
Ah, he's in my line of work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does he do it? Does he do it like chattel, like as in for sex slavery,
Yep.
or does? Okay. He looks down at his clock. Tick, 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 tick.
No, the
And
Giovanni are the primary drug dealers in the area.
I should have known that in retrospect. Didn't.
Yeah.
But basically, what Saisha does is he waits. There's the ticking of the clock, and he at let's just say the stroke of, because it's not going to be terrifically late because he's not going to like visit this mofo at stupid o'clock in the evening. So we'll say at the stroke of what seems like a reasonable time, 8 o'clock, nine. No, it'll be 9 o'clock. He will just send a mental message, because you can do that with mind three. It's literally like a telepathic message to one of his particular groupings of people who have been meticulously arranged throughout the city, and he will just say, "Now, please." And about they're going to have a bit of pride, a little bit of back and forth conversation until I have no doubt that Acero's phone is going to ring.
Mm-hmm. His phone rings and he answers it because that's the 911 line. That's the everything is on fucking fire. Call the boss line. So he'll pick up the phone and there will be an exchange, after which I am sure that Mr. Asaro is not going to be a happy man.
Nope.
You see him just close his eyes and take in a deep breath and slams the phone back onto the hook. Yeah,
We're in the 90s where we actually had, physical phones.
yeah.
Who knew?
Well, I mean early 2000s.
Oh yeah, early 2000s, but still, we still had physical phones.
Exactly. Cell phones weren't really a thing yet. Not terribly, anyway. So, I do assume this was you.
Yes. The rest of your empire will burn tonight. Or you can surrender to me and join my organization and keep your life and your business, merely acknowledging my supremacy and paying a certain cost of labor.
Just how much does that cost?
Shall we be generous? 35%.
Considering how much you just cost me. He kind of thinks for a moment.
I mean, bear in mind, from this guy's perspective, I'm just an ordinary person who's sitting in his house.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He is going to reach under his desk where he keeps his handgun.
Okay.
I totally do not mind you murking him if that's what it comes to.
You know what? Let's be stylish. Sideshow hops up. From nowhere, he draws a sword. Literally, it's like he draws it out of the air itself, and he brings the sword crashing down through the desk into the hand. Just kind of like.
This elicits a rather feminine scream of pain. The fuck did that come from?
I assure you, Mr. Acero, in a world in which there are monsters, and in which there are gods, I would bow to a god before you're savaged by a monster.
At which point he instantly, I'll take your deal.
There's that wonderful wet noise as the sword goes out of the hand.
And another scream of pain.
He will say, interesting. Interesting, Mr. Acero. I contemplate something. And there's a moment where you hear a shing as Acero's head is going to fall from his shoulders into his lap. As the sword, he flicks the sword, cleans it. He says, "What value do I have for a coward?"
Well, that's gonna make the news. That'll be a crossover post too, so
As Sideshow will walk outside, he basically he walks outside. He just kind of looks left and he looks right and he says, "Gentlemen, I've killed your boss. You have two options. I can dispatch you both as if you were lambs being led to some kind of slaughter, or you can come and work for me. Would you like me to roll intimidation?"
no, they kind of look to one another and then look back at Sideshow. We hold no loyalty to him,
Good.
especially not now.
Well, I like men of enterprise. Your first assignment's pretty simple. Gather anyone else in the house who you feel is of any nascent value. Oh, does he have any collections of art or any other valuable objet d'art? A safe, maybe.
They will lead him to a room that has a rather intricate looking lock,
Hmm.
and one of them goes through the process of unlocking it and opens up the vault.
Excellent. Very good. Hmm. He steps inside, just kind of looks around. He's like, "Ah, yes, we're going to need to get a bag, several bags."
Yeah, it is full of art and cash and jewels.
Excellent. Excellent. Basically, what will happen is Saisho will call off no, Saisho will activate all of the rest of the attacks because he's going to cannibalize this mofo. He's going to be like, nom 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 your stuff. Saisho has no pity. Um, he is going to then assemble a small squad of Goombas, his own Goombas, the Yakuza tattooed types, to basically clear out the vault. We will leave not a single penny. Um, because Saisho's that twisted. Does his daughter have a room?
Yes, there is a room that belonged to Roxy.
Does it have a hairbrush?
It does. It has several kind of little, because she did a lot of, the big teased out hairstyles. So it has a little bit of hair in it. It's got, the room is painted a stark black.
Oh wow, she was that edgy.
Yeah, she was a little edgelord. She's, adorable in every way, but
But you know what? And yeah, you can see him do this. He is going to collect hair from one of the hairbrushes.
okay, it is very obviously that because it's got roots. Uh, it used to be blonde. It is jet black.
But he's doing it because it's a sympathetic connection.
Okay.
Because mages need that kind of stuff to do certain things. But he puts it in a little seal baggie. At which point, when the vault is cleared out, when everything of value has been taken, you know what he does? He gets the household staff, like the servants and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and he gives them a gigantic amount of money. Like literally, just hands them wads of cash from this guy's safe. Just like, yeah, that's for you. You worked for a dick. That's for you. I killed your boss. That's for you.
Oh
uh,
god, I'm dying.
Welcome to the Lord Sai Show, not giving a fuck. At which point he's just like, very well, I have done all I need to with this space. Burn it down.
I mean, it's
he
probably just
just
a good
walks,
thing that Roxy is independently wealthy.
and
Shit.
he just walks from the burning building, using the embers to light a cigarette as he departs.
Okay. I guess with that we can end the scene.
Oh, I'm also keeping his head.
Okay.
I've decided this version of SciShow collects heads.
You have the head of Stephen Delane.
Hooray!
It's Stannis Baratheon,
I'm aware of this.
who doesn't exist yet.
It's fine.
Okay, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. This has been another exciting installment of Unmask Orlando. We will see you next time.